know what I'm saying? Like you could be the bigger person in the situation, and without being rude, without like dragging Rafe down with her. I didn't use the word bullying. I just said like what you said was not nice. Right? Like I don't think it was polite. I don't think it was That's polite. Just like what it is. Like if she was saying like that you had a fupa and things like that, is that nice? Probably not. No. Right? Like I would not stand by that either. What did you say that was not nice? Dragging her house, saying that her house is filthy, putting that on blast, right? I think that like being a little bit degrading about the work that she's doing, I think that's rude. I think like bringing Hannah into it and trying to make people think poorly of Rafe by saying like, oh well, Rafe's wife is also upset about this. Like I think those things are rude. And like I said, I think you had plenty of ammunition to justify taking your cats, it sounds like, without bringing down Rafe as well. Like, yeah, and I think like even if Hannah is upset, Amberlynn, like I don't think that that's your place to talk about when Hannah has made it very clear in multiple venues that she doesn't even want to be a part of the stuff on the internet, right? Like Hannah has made it clear that she doesn't want to be on camera. She's made it clear all of these things, and yet like you still brought her into it. So for somebody that's like talking about like respecting people's personal space and things like that, like I think it was like a low blow to bring her into it when you could have just focused on Rafe. Amberlynn, for somebody who's upset because they say I'm not listening to what they're saying, you are not listening to what I'm saying. I have said that if Rafe is saying rude things about you, it is not acceptable. If she's talking poorly about your weight, saying you have a fupa, that's rude. So, I mean, that's just like what it is. And I think it's like really some like bullshit that you continue to try to bring Hannah into this by saying Rafe does not respect Hannah. I think that's really rude. I don't think that you should be commenting on their I don't think you should be commenting on their relationship when the part that, in my opinion, Hannah seems the most upset about is that like she's being brought into all of this on the internet. I mean, I appreciate that you're, like, attempting to answer things, Amberlynn. I will agree with Penelope. Like, I agree, but I also, like, I'm gonna speak the truth. I don't, like, bullshit around. Like, I'm not going to just say, like, Amberlynn, like, I think you're 100% in the right if you're not 100% in the right. And no, I don't, like, listen, as somebody who has grown up having people comment on my weight, comment on me being gay, comment on me being too feminine, etc., like, I would never say it would be okay for Rafe to say anything about your weight or anything about the way you look, I just, like, would not stand by that. I would not support that, etc. But I also, that doesn't mean I have to then support you in being rude to Rafe, too. Literally, Rafe snapped me earlier and was just like, this has all just gotten way out of hand. Like, I really, like, hate myself. She was talking, like, very negatively about herself, and I was worried. And certainly, she's probably gotten herself a little bit into the situation. But, like, it's clear that folks on both sides of this have been hurt, and you know, like, you have some control in this, some power in this, to, like, make it more or better or worse. I was receiving tons and tons of messages telling me what Rafe was saying and that they were believing it. I needed to clear up things and share my side. That's all it was. I mean, I don't know that I have anything else to say, Amberlynn. Like, I don't think that all parts of that were simply you clearing up what was shared. Some of it, yes, like, I definitely can see how you were clearing up what was posted, but some of it just went an extra mile because you and Becky are clearly hurt and upset, and you said things that I feel like you might end up regretting later. I were friends yet again, and then I find her again in a hate group randomly. We just do not understand. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't know what to say to that, Amberlynn. Like, I, like, honestly, Amberlynn, do want you to be, like, successful. I want you to be happy, and it's just really hard to support you sometimes when this is, like, how you represent yourself, for being, like, 100% honest. It's obvious that Rafe is not happy in her life. AL should understand this when someone is seeking attention. Guys, how can you honestly support her, Zach? Don't you think she lied too many times already? I mean, listen, I don't have all the receipts of every time that Amberlynn has supposedly lied. Because honestly, I don't keep up with it that much. Like, that's a lot. But I think certainly in this moment, there's just a lot that's happening. And I certainly have a lot of questions. And I think, like, honestly, the problem is that a lot of this situation is he said, she said kind of stuff. Like, at some point some of the things you have to choose what to believe in terms of, like, did Amberlynn give Rafe money? Like, you have to choose, like, do you believe what Amberlynn said or do you believe what Rafe said? I think what we can objectively talk about is the stuff that Amberlynn has put in videos. Amberlynn, I wasn't, like, debating if you gave her money or not. I'm just saying, like, to some extent, like, unless we were actually there, like, we will never know, right? I don't think anybody has any way to prove that, like, you did or did not pay somebody for taking care of your cats. I did not want it to be personal, but when I was being made fun of by Rafe because of how I looked, that's when it got personal. I just, like, also, I mean, on that same extent, Amberlynn, like, being somebody who knows what it feels like. Like, if you know what it feels like for people to say mean and hurtful things to you, like, don't stoop to that level. Like, just don't. Like, again, I will not defend any, like, if Rafe said stuff about your fupa or you being fat or things like that, like, that's unacceptable. But, like, there's ways to win your argument and make your points without lowering yourself to that as well. Amberlynn, do the piles of stuff belong to Hannah's mom? That's not me asking, that's me reading a question in the stream. Yeah, I mean, that's all I'm saying. Like, listen, the other thing is conflict and things like that happen all the time, right? Like, this is not going to be the first or last time that you are involved with conflict. And this is, like, as somebody who myself, like, works a full-time job every day, go to work, 28 years old, have 2 degrees. Like, I engage in conflict frequently. Like, there are times when you disagree with people, but, like, you can win arguments, you can win and make your point without, like, degrading other people. Why are we even commenting on the state of Rafe's house? It was acceptable to Amberlynn when she gave the cats away. I mean, that continues to still be my point. Like, choices were made, and honestly, also, if you're that disgusted by somebody's house, like, why are you going over there so often? I mean, call it what you want, Amberlynn, but, like, I don't know. Yeah. I honestly, like, I don't know. I mean, I've not gone to look myself, but I used to think you were immature and ale. Now I know that you're actually very level-headed and mature. Yeah. Yeah, I purposely was, like, being silly and stuff in AL's chats. Like, I don't come online to be, like, a serious, like, fuddy-duddy. And honestly, like, I really did enjoy talking to Amberlynn via her YouNow stream and asking her questions, and like, I also have enjoyed, like, other conversations I've had with Amberlynn on Snapchat. But I also, like, feel like I have some, like, solid advice that I can give to Amberlynn, and because it's coming from a place of care, like, I really would like to, provide that, like, genuinely to her. And also, to be clear, like, I genuinely have a good relationship with Rafe as well, and I've given Rafe some advice today and talked to Rafe. I mean, the reality is part of my job, like, on day to day, like, I'm low-key, like, kind of Peter Mon in terms of, like, a life coach in my real life everyday job. I talk to college students every day about, like, what they're doing with their lives, how to resolve their own conflicts, like, what they're doing in college and school and things like that. And so, these things come from, like, an actual place of genuine concern and also, like, level-headedness. I'm using that word because somebody used it in here. But, like, I do this stuff daily because I genuinely enjoy helping people like accomplish their goals and their dreams and things like that. And I think that that's like something that's always drawn me to Amberlynn is like I can tell in some of her videos that like she genuinely wants to do better, and in some ways I feel like there's like a number of different barriers and roadblocks in order to make that happen, which is like unfortunate. And I think like it's easy to get frustrated when you see her fail or when you see parts of her life that like she's just like not doing what you know that she should do, but like it's her life, and like there's a lot of factors like she often says that we don't see. But you should life coach online too. I would love a consultation for real. I don't know that I'm actually willing to go as far to say that I'm a real life coach. I don't know that I would be able to actually help you with anything. Let's see. I think Zach is giving valid advice, but AL is not in the headspace right now to hear advice, which is 100% understandable. A lot has gone down in a short amount of time. Becky's obviously extremely upset too. Yeah, I mean, she certainly. I also don't want to like invalidate her feelings or say that, like it's unreasonable that she's upset. Like, I think based on the information she has, she to be concerned. I think with that being said, it's probably a good idea not to go put that on blast in the way that she did in that video. I think if you want to make a video, wait until you're calm. Wait until you're not going to say things that you might regret. And right now, I don't think that Amberlynn does regret anything. Because, like, listen, I've been in that situation where I've been so mad that, like, I don't care what the consequences are. I'm going to let somebody know what I feel. And then I say those things, and I'm like, well, damn, I shouldn't have said that. And in this case, like, Becky and Amberlynn have put this on the internet forever. So I'm worried Becky might be so stressed she might saw her hand off at work tonight. I think Rafe is pretty non-confrontational, and she got a little fed up with the situation. In a moment of madness, she might have taken it online. Do you think the video would have been the same had Becky and Eric not been sitting there? I would be curious of like what Amberlynn thinks about that. Because it seems like they were a lot more enraged than Amberlynn. I know somebody mentioned that Amberlynn seemed fairly calm, and I think for the most part I would agree with that. I don't think that meant that she didn't say things that were hurtful, but I think like in terms of tone, she was a lot calmer than Becky was, and or potentially Eric. I mean, we didn't see Eric's face, so I think that there's a lot of other signs of body language that we might have been missing outside of the tone of his voice. I think also Amberlynn can go live if she wants to, but I think she's also made it clear recently that going live on YouNow provides like a certain amount of anxiety. So there's that. And as somebody who just posted a YouTube video like a week ago about my own anxiety and depression, I'm like not trying to put Amberlynn in a situation where she feels like she needs to like make herself more anxious or depressed, because that is not ever something I'd recommend. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think like the combination of like Becky being very frustrated by the situation allowed Amberlynn to say things she might not have normally said. I don't know. I will agree with what she's saying though. Like, I think for Becky's sake, it seemed like she was relatively calm in terms of like her body language, the tone of her voice. But again, I do think that there were things that she said that were hurtful. Emily says, but why does it cause anxiety now but never before? She used to say YouNow connected her with people. I mean, to Amberlynn's defense, I think anxiety is a little bit more complex than that. Having anxiety myself, I think that there are times where I've never been anxious before in my life, and I get a lot of anxiety. Like, particularly right now, because there's other things going on in my life. Like, even just the thought of, like, going to certain meetings that I normally go to all the time, it's like, tough, right? So I think, like, pending whatever other things that are going on in her life right now, like, I do think that it's possible that right now it could be a little more anxious to go online, especially, I mean, I applaud her for even, like, answering my questions right now, to be honest with you, because, like, I've been tough and critical. I'm not saying she's responded great to my critical challenge, but it is what it is. Did CXNT upload a longer YouTube video? I only saw the shorter one, so I wasn't sure if she'd uploaded a newer one. But yeah, I don't know that I have a whole lot more that I can say about this. I appreciate though that like you've all engaged. Thank you, Amberlynn, for coming and chatting. I appreciate that like you're willing to answer some questions. All of my challenges still remain for you. What kind of critical questions did you ask Amberlynn? I missed it. I basically asked mostly about like why she was rude to Rafe, why she felt like that was like okay post Rafe being rude to her. I asked her about like why Rafe's dirty house is only now an issue. That was like primarily the questions that I was asking. Oh, and then I challenged her on like why she brought Hannah into it. Like, I just think Hannah's made it clear that she doesn't want to be a part of any of this online, and certainly like she has to be a part of it offline. And I think like as much as Amberlynn talks about like wanting to respect Becky's wishes, like whenever she first started dating Becky and Becky didn't really want to be on video, like I think she should be respectful of other folks' wishes as well. So ask when she'll get the poor cat fixed, please. Didn't Amberlynn tweet about that today? Let me go look. AL had no problem staying there during the day. Yeah, I asked her that as well. But yeah, I'm gonna go see because I think she tweeted about saying that she was now going to get them fixed. All right, bye Amberlynn. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, thanks for the applause, Amberlynn. Let's see. I'm looking. Oh, she also tweeted so much today or in the past 24 hours. Wow. Maybe I just, like, falsely saw that somewhere else. Okay, well, in her newest video, she did say, I don't know, I thought she tweeted about it, but in her newest video, she did say that she and Becky were calling and making an appointment or something to that. Miss Unique, Amberlynn claimed that she had offline conversations with Rafe about the filthiness of the house, or that it was a conversation offline. But I don't know that I believe that, and I don't know that that's like what she had suggested in the video that she posted, because in the video it made it sound like they didn't ever want to say anything to her about it because they didn't want to hurt Rafe's feelings. Which again, then when she says tonight that she didn't say anything rude, like, she said she didn't want to be rude originally by saying stuff mean about Rafe, but now it's like no holds bar, like it's okay for her to say things. And I again, like, I agree. Like, she stayed over at Hannah and Rafe so often. Like, I can't think of a friend that lives in a house like that, but I assume, like, I would still be friends with them and just choose not to go over there. Like, it is what it is. But listen, I was not planning on being on YouNow for an hour and 20 minutes. So I appreciate all of you coming in and chatting with me and asking Amberlynn the critical questions. I hope if I come on YouNow for any other reason, you feel free to check it out. Like I said, I'm not making a YouTube video right now about this because, like, I don't want my channel to be about that, and I really do want to stick by saying that. But maybe in the future, if there's more Amberlynn drama, maybe we'll do some more YouNows or something. I don't know. I'm going to be making or watching any future videos of hers with ad block on. I usually turn ad block off for YouTube because I want to support other YouTubers. But I just, like, can't really stick by it anymore. Are you going to make a Nikocado video? Probably not going to make a Nikocado video. I don't know, honestly, because I thought that my first Nikocado avocado video was going to do better in terms of views and stuff. And it didn't. and like, to some extent, like, I know people have, like, called me out on it for using, like, YouTubers' names for views and stuff. But I just, like, I don't know. And, like, I don't know what else I can say about him at this point. Like, I think a lot of his drama is manufactured. I don't know what's going on with the deportation stuff that he's doing in his life, but don't currently have time. Oh my gosh, thank you all for all of this applause and stuff. I think I have probably missed a few people in here, but I appreciate it. Thanks, Miss Unique. I appreciate it. Yeah. But anyways, I hope you all have a great night. I'll see you all later.